What? Blah. What?
The Mustang kids are out, rolling over hills and the roundabouts. White motorcade, sweeter than your baby face.
Hey guys, it's Virginia, and today I am back with another video, and this is going to be a freshman advice video. And I know that all the back to school videos are basically already over, and that the fall videos are like all that you see in your subscription boxes right now, but yeah, I just really want to make this video just because it could be helpful even a month or 2 months into school. This is still helpful for freshmen. This is helpful for me even as a sophomore, which by the way, I'm a sophomore this year. I was a freshman last year. But yeah, this could also be helpful for next year's back to school season if anyone is just browsing the freshman advice videos or browsing my channel and they just stumble across this video and they're like, hey, I'm gonna watch that. I hope this video helps you. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get started with the advice. Yeah. I have all my advice written down right here, so let's get started. Okay, so this is kind of divided into like 5 sort of-ish categories. And the first one is during the springtime, which this is totally not helpful right now, but it will be for like next year's back to school season, like I said. My first tip, it is during the spring, like go on your school's website, and this is mostly for people who play sports. Find out when like the dates for that sport are, I don't know what I'm saying. Like if you're playing a fall sport and there are like tryouts for it, then find out like when the clinic is, when the tryouts are. For cheerleading, the tryouts are in March or April. No, they're in April. But like if you didn't go on the school website in the spring, you wouldn't have known that and you would have missed your freshman year of cheering or whatever sport you want to play. So just make sure that you know about the dates of a certain sport before time so that you are prepared and you know what you're gonna do. Alright, so the second category, which is like one tip, is during the summer, do not procrastinate your summer work at all. Just like, it's okay if you have it spaced out or if you like take the first month off to relax, but do not procrastinate it until the last week or the last weekend or the last day or the last night like I did. I literally, no exaggeration at all, stayed up all night doing my AP European History summer work, which is absolutely terrible. I will never procrastinate my summer work ever again. I just do not do it. Make sure that it's all done because going into a new school, a new environment, a new teaching style, and a new teacher, you don't want to make a bad impression on your teacher and on your peers. And also, your summer work is the basis for what you're learning, especially for English. It's going to teach you how to annotate, how to read literature, how to write about literature. You gotta make sure that you're doing your summer work. Right, the third sort of category is at orientation, and so usually you get your schedule orientation. I know some schools get their schedule on the first day of school, which I think is kind of cruel. But yeah, I think most schools get their schedule on orientation, and you can also get your lockers. So if you want to bring a locker shelf to orientation, I do that. But just go to your classrooms, like get your little routine down, know where it is, like location wise, just so that you aren't completely lost on the first day of school. Also, know where your locker is and how to unlock it. Make sure that you can unlock it, because you don't want to show up the first day of school with your locker shelf and your locker pencil bin and your 4 or 5 binders plus your 3 textbooks and not be able to unlock your locker, because that would really suck. And if you have like a freshman retreat or orientation or something like that, like a few days before or like on the first day of school or something like that with like the freshmen to like meet your grade, be yourself, because that's how you're gonna make like your true friends. And also be outgoing. It's okay if you're shy and you don't really talk that much, but be a little bit outgoing, just because, you know, that's how you make friends. That's like the first time that you're going to see your grade, the people that you're going to be with for the next 4 years of your life. So you might as well make a good impression. So next category is like the night before school. Alright, so the night before the first day of school, have all your work done, have it tucked away in your little backpack, have your backpack like sitting by your bedroom door or in the car already. Have your bag ready. Also, take your lunch on the first day of school. If you know anyone or if you have like a friend that's going to your high school, like text them and be like, hey, let's take our lunch on the first day of school, because we don't know what the line's going to be like. We don't know if the food's going to be good. We don't know if how the prices are. So just take your lunch on the first day of school, just so you can like figure out, you know, like what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be buying lunch, if you're going to be taking lunch. I think it's just a good idea. That's what I did. So next, for like the night before school, if you're going to straighten your hair the night before school. If you're going to curl your hair. I don't know if everyone's hair holds a curl overnight. Mine definitely would not. But if yours does, then go ahead and do that. You can do touch-ups in the morning if you need to, but like it won't take all that time that it would to straighten your hair the night before, like that you would have taken in the morning. Alright, the next thing is to have your outfit picked before, like the night before. If you don't have a uniform, I actually do have a uniform, so I don't really have to worry about this or choosing any outfits, really. But yeah, you can plan out your outfit like just the night before, or you can do it for the whole week. Just, it's up to you, but I would just, at least for the first day of school, have like what you're going to be wearing planned out the night before, so that you at least have like an outfit. You're going to be looking cute, and you're going to be looking confident. Pick something that you're going to look confident in, feel confident in. Just, you know, be yourself. You can make good impressions. I'm just rambling. Okay, what? The last thing to do, you can do in the summer. It doesn't really matter when you do this. You don't have to do it the night before the first day of school, but talk to an older sibling or an older friend that goes to that high school just to see like what the schedule's like, what the lunch is like, what to expect, you know, stuff like that, because that's like actual advice particular to your school, which I can't give you because I don't go to your school, at least probably not, and if I do, then this is pretty awkward. Alright, so next I'm just going to be saying some general tips, and I actually got a few questions from my freshman friends, and one of them was, how is the adjustment from middle school to high school? And this honestly depends on what middle school you went to and what high school you're going to. If you're coming from a private school to a private school, then you're probably pretty prepared. It's still like a lot more work, but it's not completely overwhelming. That this is like my experience. Like I went from a private school to a private school, and if you're going from a public school to a private school, it's probably going to be a much harder transition than if you were starting off from a private school. And if you're going from a public school to a public school, then I don't really know what to say. It's probably going to be just like more work. I don't really know because I haven't made that transition. So yeah. Another one of the questions was, how would you organize your binders? And honestly, this is not really something that I can answer like specifically for you. It really depends on how you want to organize your binders and what classes you're taking. So what I would do is on the first day of school, just have your binders for each class and have like dividers, some loose leaf, and a notebook for each binder. And like for the first week, maybe first 2 weeks of school, I wouldn't have an organization system in your binder just yet, because you don't know what you're going to need for organizing your binder. So say for history, you might need tabs for writing assignments, for maps, for timelines, for war, I don't know. You're just going to need different dividers as you might need for English, which you would have. Like what you're going to need for history is going to be different from what you're going to need for English, which is going to be like grammar, poetry, literature, quizzes, writing assignments, stuff like that. So it's really specific to your class. So I would just wait and see what you need as far as organizing your binders. Now, some tips for making friends are be yourself, because you don't want to be acting a certain way and then someone like that about you and become your friend, but then you start acting like yourself and you're different from what they expected, and they would be like, why are you acting like this? So just be yourself. Also, be nice to everyone, because it's really good. It's really important to make first impressions, and even if you don't become best friends with someone, they're still going to have a good impression on you, and they're not going to dislike you for any reason, unless you're just like a bad person and they have a reason to. But if you don't do anything bad, then normally people shouldn't dislike you. That's just yeah. So like I said, I go to a private school, so that's actually smaller than public schools. So like the possibilities of like the amount of people that I could become friends with is a lot smaller than the amount of people that you could become friends with if you're going to a public school. So like making friends is probably going to be easier if you're going to a public school because you're going to have more people to become friends with, like more options. But I still ended up with a great group of friends. I have like two different groups of friends. I have like my theater group of friends and then like just like my regular group of friends. But I have a lot of friends and like acquaintances. Like it's just making friends is not as hard as you think it is. And it's not as scary either, so just don't be like super paranoid about it. Join clubs and sports. Like joining clubs or participating in the art, like fine art, like for me that's theater. So for some of my friends that's like regular art, that's photography, it's choir. Just do whatever makes you happy and you can make friends with that. I've made some of my best friends through theater, and they're some of my best friends. And I actually made one of my best friends through cheer. She was in my blindfold makeup challenge video. Her name is Emily, and that's a great way to make friends over the summer if you play a sport that practices over the summer, because you can get acquainted with all grades, like some people in all grades, and you can meet one of your best friends, which is my case. So yeah, so this actually isn't my tip. I didn't do this when I was a freshman just because my school is like pretty easy to navigate. But if you have a confusing school, print out a picture or like a map of your school. I'm actually taking this from my friend Kelsey, so thanks Kelsey. But and then like highlight your classes if you want, just if that helps you. Also set your schedule as your lock screen. You don't have to take a picture of the actual schedule because sometimes those are hard to read, but you can just go in notes and write like period 1, 7:55 to 8:55, physics in room blah blah blah. Make sure you have the room number because that is important to know. And if you don't know the room number, it's okay to ask like an upperclassman or just someone in the hallway like where that is, because they're not going to make fun of you for not knowing where you're going. Because honestly, on the first day of school, other grades are going to have new teachers and new classrooms to go to too, so they're not really going to know where they're going as much as you think they would. Right, to like make it easier to get up in the morning, make your bed, because that way you're like waking yourself up, making your bed. It's making your room look nicer. It's gonna keep your parents happy because your bed is made, and that way you are less likely to get back in bed because it's made, and you don't want to like destroy all that time that you spent making it look nice. And also drink water when you wake up, because water is like the #1 most essential thing for human survival, and apparently it wakes you up like better than coffee. So I need to start drinking a glass of water every morning when I wake up. That's something that I need to do. I also need to start making my bed, because literally at like the state of this video, my bed is behind the camera, and my comforter and my sheets are literally completely off my bed on the floor. But yeah. Another thing in the morning is to eat breakfast. Even if you are the kind of person that doesn't eat breakfast, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It fuels your brain and your body all the way to lunch and beyond, and it's just really important to get the nutrients that you need to start the day. Another thing is, don't be scared of upperclassmen, because really nobody like makes fun of freshmen. At least not at my school. Like some people will like walk by in the hallway and be like, "Oh, freshman," like stuff like that. But it's not like you in particular. It's not your certain class. Although your freshman class might be full of bad people. Like half of my class, half of my grade is like full of people that are just like, like those kind of people. But if you go up to an individual senior or junior or sophomore, they're not going to be mean to you. So like I said, don't be afraid to ask, like if you need to know where to go for your next class, don't be afraid to like ask people for directions or anything like that, because they're not going to like bully you or like push you in a trash can. Like, no. Next is like academic advice. And so you are going to high school, the homework is going to be more, you're going to have new teachers, new classes, new environments, and new ways that your teachers are going to teach. So you may not learn well the way that they are teaching, And if that is the case, then make sure that you're doing all your homework. Just first off, always do your homework. Don't procrastinate, because especially if you play a sport or do like any extracurricular activities, and even if you don't, do not procrastinate. Trust me, you'll be 100% happier if you don't procrastinate. You'll be a lot less stressed, you'll get more sleep, and you'll just be in a lot better shape than I am, because I procrastinate and I'm really working hard to stop it. It's really hard, but I notice when I don't procrastinate and I actually have all my homework done, that I am totally relaxed in the morning, and it starts my day a great day instead of a bad day. So yeah. But like I said, if you are struggling with your homework or just whatever you're learning, go to the teacher for help. Do not be embarrassed to go to the teacher for help. That's literally what they're there for. They're paid to help you. Like, don't pay them for nothing. If you don't understand something, go to them, because that's what they're there for. That's literally their jobs, to help you learn, help you succeed in life. And if you don't get something and you never ask the teacher and then you do bad on the test, that's on you, because they would have been there for you if you asked. So yeah, that is basically all I have for freshman advice. I say basically, even though there were like 17 different complex like categories or whatever. That was an exaggeration. Don't like take that literally. But I really hope this video was helpful to you. If you stayed till the end, thank you so much. It means a lot, because I want to make sure that my advice is helping you. Honestly, I could take some of my own advice, like about the procrastination one and making my bed, but if it helped you, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, because that helped me a lot and it'd make me happy to know that I was helping someone. And if you like my personality, or if you just want to be an awesome person, please subscribe to my channel. I post like beauty, makeup, fashion, like hairstyles, like stuff like that sort of videos. So subscribe if you like those. Thank you so much for watching this super long video. Again, I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!